where the units of time, such as day, night, fortnight, month, seasons, and year, residing. Usually, you don't ask that question because it's very counterintuitive to even ask the question, something like that. He's asking, where is it, not what is it. But somehow, when he answered those questions all time. So, here, this is interesting question. So, here we have so many questions asked very specifically. What is, where is day, where is night, where is fortnight, where is seasons, and all that. Vatsa answered in one sentence, Kala apsu nivishante. That's all he said. We should also spend some time on vakyas like Kala apsu nivishante, Vishnur balamahu, Kadipti kim parayanam, Agnyo vayavas chaiva, Etadasya parayanam. So these are all things also got to be treated as Mahavakyas, and science has to jump in. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. And today I would like to talk about the Science of Aruna Prishna. I recently published this book, and it will be available soon downstairs. Today I would like to talk about what is there in the book as an outline for all those topics that I covered. And after the introduction and the overview of the book, I will like to talk about the one particular chapter or a topic in this book. So let's start. Briefly, to bring everyone onto the same page, I'd like to talk about Vedas and Vedangas, Pramanas, Darshanas, Mimamsakas, and Apurva. Then I'll talk about the Aruna Prashna, the frameworks that I have used for my analysis, and topics that I covered in the book. Then I'll talk about the time and gravity as per this mantras, time and gravity as per this Aruna mantras. Then I'll talk about the conclusions and where to go and what are the next steps. So all of us know, so, we have got four Vedas: Rig, Yajur, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. Each Veda has got four parts to it: Samhita, Aranyakam, Brahmanam, and Upanishads. And to understand these ones, we have got six Vedangas, called limbs of Vedas, using which we'll try to understand what Vedas is, even though it is not a, so one is a Siksha, then what is Kalpam, uh, Vyakarana, Niruktam, Chandas, and Jyotisha. Shiksha basically talks about the annotation, how to pronounce, and how to take the breaks and things like that. And Vyakarana talks about the grammar, and Niruktam talks about the etymology of the words, and Chandas talk about the meters. How many swaras should be there in one particular chandas, and Jyotisha talks about the astronomy to set a auspicious time for performing the ritual. It's not, then the pramanas. So we have got, the six pramanas, Vedic philosophy tradition. We have got six knowledge systems. One is pratyaksha, the sensory and extended sensory perception, and anumana is the reasoning, and the upamana, comparison and analogy, shabda, Vedas and testimony of past experts, ardhapati, circumstantial implication, anupalabdhi, negative perception. So why I said all this is I'm not talking about any of them. So first, about the point I would like to make here is all of the pramanas, science is based on only first two, pratyaksha and anumana. All other things are not related to the scientists today. So then we have got darshanas. So these darshanas talks about this. Basically, we have got six darshanas of schools of philosophy. One is Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa. I bolded the Shabda in the last slide and bolded the Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa just to highlight where I'm going to. This Uttara Mimamsa and Purva Mimamsa, the stand is the mostly deals with the existence. All these six schools of thought will mostly deals with the experience and the nature of Brahman, nature of Jiva, nature of Jagat, moksha, liberation as applicable. They are not talking about the same thing. They are different. They differ on their approaches. They are different in conclusions. Some may bring new things which were not available in other knowledge. So they're all kind of different, but they're kind of talking about the same thing. Next is the Mimamsa and Apurva. So if you observe that I bolded the Mimamsakas, Purvamimamsa and Uttarmimamsa, who follow those, that school of thought is called Mimamsakas. So Mimamskas, for Veda is being the Anadi, it's timeless. Aporshaya, it's unauthorized by anyone. Swapramana, valid in and of itself, and it is most important, infallible Shabda. There's no question about it for Mimamsakas. Apurva, this is most important thing. So apurva means the results of action that are physically not perceived at the time of performing the action, but will give you the physically perceivable results sometime in the future. So, for example, Putrakameshti Yagam, when you perform the Putrakameshti Yagam, you don't immediately after the Yaga, you don't see the children. It takes its own time. So, same thing with whatever yajnas you do. So that's the results is apurva. So Mimamsakas believe in this apurva. And I'm a Mimamsaka. I believe in apurva, and all my interpretation analysis of the book in the book is in the Mimamsaka standpoint. Having said that, let's start with what is Aruna Prashna and what exactly it is. So it is housed in Krishna Yajurveda Taitrika Shakha Aranyakam first Prapatakam. There are 5 Prapatakas, and it is the first, it's being the first one. Then it contains 32 Anuvakas, 132 mantras, and the mantras of Aruna deals largely with the Surya Upasana. It's also called Surya Upanishad, and it's conventionally practiced for life enhancement, progeny, removal of untimely death, and removal of eye disorders, and a wide variety of topics covered in this Aruna Prashna. And my frameworks. How do I analyze this book for science, in the science perspective? So first I'll identify the subject of the mantras, one mantra, one anuvaka, or group of mantras, group of anuvakas. Once I identify the subject and acquire related knowledge for that particular subject, may it be Purana, I may refer to Vedas, Vedangas, Puranas, Itihasas, and modern science. Then I will apply that knowledge, whatever acquired from the step 2 to the step 1. Then I also consider additional knowledge like such as culture, history, law of the land, geography, and weather patterns, whatever it is necessary. Now, I covered 6 topics in the book. One is Bhumi, the earth, and Vayumandalam, the atmosphere, Varsha, the rains, Gurutvakarshana, gravity, Surya Rasmi, that is electromagnetic radiation, Yajna the quantum entanglement. So again, I bolded Gurutvakarshana, that's what the topic for today. So the approach is, today's presentation, I will put the subject as time and gravity, and the science and traditional interpretation of Veda mantras and scientific interpretation of Veda mantras. So the last one is my contribution. Let's see. So the time. So if there is no observable change, then there is no time. In SI systems, we know that 10 billionth part of the cesium-133 atom ground state hyperfine transition frequency considered as a second. On all our units are based on that particular second, like a minute, hour, day, month, year, and everything is based on that particular second. And gravity. We all know Newton and his apple, and he asked a couple of questions. Why should the apple always descend perpendicular to the ground? Why should it not go sideways or upwards, but constantly, towards the center of the earth? And he concluded, Earth has got some magic. The earth draws objects towards its center, and there must be some drawing power in the matter. And after 200 years, Einstein came and he said there is nothing like attraction. He says gravity is consequence of uneven distribution of mass and energy in space. And space is like a fabric that holds cosmic objects. Heavier objects pull more deeper into it, and lighter objects less deeper into it. The space-time fabric is constantly changing due to the continuous motion of the matter, energy in the universe. And I like this one because physicist J. Wheeler mentioned that matter tells space how to occur, and space tells space-time tells matter how to move. So there's a mutual agreement between matter and mass and the space. So this is, so far we all know. There's no contribution. I just copy and pasted from our engineering books. So before I delve into it, I'd like to see when this is how our space is. It's constantly moving. It's like a sagara. It's like a samudra. So objects here also will move around because if it is floating, as we see in the oceanic waves, if I place something there, it will also move. So to give you more details about it, see, sun is heavier than Earth, and sun has got pulled more deeper into the space, and Earth is pulled much lighter into it. And if you see the galaxies all over, you can see the dips, right? Now, this is where the Aruna Prashna comes. What we have thought about what has been told about the gravity. So he is Vatsa one of the rishis mentioned in the Aruna Prashna, and as you can see, he is the master, and there are disciples surrounding here. And in this, in the Aruna Prashna, it's in the 23rd Anuvakam, it has got 15 mantras. No, it's not 8th Anuvakam. It's an 8th Anuvakam. So there will be questions asked by the disciples, and he will answer. And there will be follow-up questions, and he will answer. And there will be further follow-up questions, and he will keep on answering. So it's very interesting journey. I will finish it in 12 minutes. Huh? We'll see. Okay, time-related mantras. So these are all mantras. I'm not going to chant. So, but the important thing is there are 3 questions and there are 3 answers. So first the question that first they asked is where the units of time such as day, night, fortnight, month, seasons, and year residing. Usually you don't ask that question because it's very counterintuitive to even ask the question something like that. He's asking where is it, not what is it. So the next question is where these waters bearing clouds are residing. And we can all see in the space, but they still ask the questions. What is it? What is that holding the clouds there? Then where are this water sometimes go? So simple evaporation process. So then they Vatsa Mahamuni answered those questions all time. So here, this is interesting question. So here we have so many questions asked very specifically. Where is day, where is night, where is fortnight, where is seasons and all that. Vatsa Mahamuni answered in one sentence. Kala apsu nivishante. That's all he said. He did not say about, he's not worried about how to tell about the day, night, and all that. He said, all the time resides in apsu. We'll talk about what is apsu in a minute. Then he said, water resides in sun rays. Water evaporates by the sun rays forming the clouds. The lightning resides in the. So this is the additional information Guru gave, even though that is not asked. Because these are all, it's a package, right? So when the rain comes or clouds forms, it's all a package. Thunder, lightning, clouds, rain are all a package. So he just mentioned additional information. Then, so this is the idea behind the traditional translations or interpretations. So for define the time, even the observe the time, what they have used is Earth's rotation, revolution, and water cycle. And rotation gives day and subunits of day. Revolution gives months, seasons, and the year. Since seasonal times changes observed through clouds or seasons, and the water cycle conclusions made as the time is residing in actual waters. So all the traditional interpretation so far I saw is apsu means water. Apaha is water, apsu is inside, means saptami vibhakti bahuvachanam, and everything is water. Since the clouds are formed by evaporation of water by the sun, Rishis concluded that the water that disappears resides in sunrise. In addition, Aruna also mentions that lightning is also due to sunrise. This is so far we know about with our literature, with various interpretations. It may be Sainacharya, Bhattabhaskara, or any modern things. And this is what I say. So here, to give you just perspective, in general meaning of apaha is water, which we saw earlier. However, it is not very practical to find or observe time in our backyard swimming pools, ponds in our villages, holy rivers, or in deep oceans. You do not find time. If you jump into water pool, there is no second, there is no day, there is no night. So apsu is water is you can interpret, you can satisfy your interpretations, but you cannot convince anybody with that. So I'm looking for alternatives. What is apsu could mean? So then I went to so the other meanings of apsu apaha is antariksham. So antariksham itself has got several other meanings. So one meaning is akasham. Akasha means which gives the opportunity for objects to stay. Then it has got Ambaram. Ambaram means simply a cloth. But the one, the Ambaram is the one, it's not just a cloth. If it is a stiff cloth, it cannot bend. That's not called Ambaram. Ambaram is the one which has got a property to warp or wrap on something. So that's why Ambaram. That's why we call Suklam, Bharadaram, Vishnu. When there is Ambaram, is it's surrounded by this. I mean, you can cover. So the one that wraps around the objects. Samudram. Another meaning is Apaha is a Samudram. Samudram has got three shabdas. Sam, Ut, Dra. Sam means well, Ut means up, Dra means flows. So the one which flows upwards, as we see in oceanic waves, that's called Samudra. All these emphasizes that Apaha is a space-time gravity as mentioned by Kala observation. Okay, let's look at the right-hand side. So we have this, right? We already talked about how the space looks like. And here the box is sitting as three-dimensional box where we have 2 points in space, x, y, z space. And there, then Einstein came and he said time is also a dimension in space-time. So what is it? So whatever is in x, y, z here in the box can be on one axis as a space as x, y, z. And if I put time as another axis, it's a two-dimensional. So there are 4 coordinates, but I put it in 2 coordinates as Einstein did. And the speed of light is the ratio between the distance traveled versus time. So that speed of light, it is 45 degrees on the axis. Below the 45 degrees, that means objects are moving faster than light, which is not practical. So that's why I graded. So we have got 2 points here on the left hand side to the speed of light. So we have got 4 points, x1, y1, z1, and a t1. That's the time component. That's what the Einstein got is his fame. And the second point, we have got x2, y2, and z2, and a t2. So if an observer, if somebody moves only in time, he's not moving, advancing at all. He's not moving in space. So if the observer moves only on the space axis, an x-axis, that means he's not observing any time difference. The only thing that you will see both of them is in between the T and the C. So that's what the Einstein said. I think there is some problem there, but that's fine. So what I believe is Kala Apsinivashante really means that time resides in space-time. In other words, time is the component of space-time. That's what my conclusion was. So Kala Apsinivashante, there is no, okay, we will conclude it later. So then I will talk about the gravity portion of it. So they started with, enjoying the clouds in the sky, water-filled clouds, water-filled clouds, yeah. Earth and sky looks beautiful. That's the first they observed. Then they observed, why are we, see if the water is actually evaporating and forming the clouds, why they did not indefinitely move away? Why they stuck at some point in time, I mean some point in space? Why they just did not vanish all the way? So that's the first question they asked. Then, so what is then they asked, the way they put is, what is that holding the earth and sky together? What is in between the sky and heaven? They asked, what is that holding the cloud on earth at a particular distance, I mean, so tightly? Well, that Vatsamahāmuni answered that question. So Vatsamahāmuni answered here, right here. Vatsamahāmuni answered is an experience that Vishnu is the one which is holding earth and sky. So he mentioned Vishnu is the Pada. So Vishnu is not necessarily the Vishnu the way we have got a deity or Murti in the temples, but he used that word Vishnu. So he said, Vishnu is the one which is holding earth and sky, and Vishnu with all his pervading nature is also in between the sky and the earth. When he said sky, okay, I'll tell you that. Earth and sky together providing food and medicine for all beings. Vishnu holds the sky and earth together strongly with a threads like rays from all sides. So for Newton, gravity is one directional, always towards center of the earth. But Einstein, it's all around because it's a consequence of space-time. But if, when you see the diagrams, the Einstein space-time diagram, usually to better explain, uh, you will have a sag, right? You will have a sag. I mean, I showed you in the other sand. That's important actually. Yeah, you will see something like this. But that is not a true statement. This is not a true picture of gravity. The true picture of gravity is this. The true picture of gravity is this because an object is wrapped by space-time all around it. So this is the correct one, but this is not also, it is also not completely correct, but this is as much as we can draw. So, and they ask the follow-up questions. If Vishnu is the one really holding, where is he getting his strength? Then he asked, then he said, okay, he's getting his strength from the Vataha and Vayu. Basically, Vata is literally means Vayu. We will see Nirukta definition in a minute. Then, from where does the rays of light that Vishnu uses to hold the universe come from? He said, as per the ancestors. He did not say as per my experience because earlier he expressed with his experience. Now he is saying as per the ancestors because it's already been established fact and it is passed on to him as a lineage. So, as per the ancestors, it is indestructible rays that Vishnu possesses, lights of the entire universe. Then he said, who are the Vishnu's helpers? So they asked about the word who is Vishnu. He asked about where the strength is coming from and who is helping. And Vatsa Mahamuni answered that he is getting help from Vayu, friends of Vishnu, various Agnis such as Arunaketika Agni, and their associated Vayu are helpers. Vishnu gravity holds the earth and heaven. When I said heaven, it is clouds plus all the atmospheric layers. Then the earth and heaven from all sides, Abhitaha. Abhitaha means all sides. Then the earth and heaven is in place with Mayukhaihi. He used the word Mayukhaihi. So there are two meanings. Two scholars actually give two meanings. One meaning is obviously rays. The other one is the threads. The other one is nails. So they said he's holding as if somebody is putting nails to it. So tight. Then the earth and heaven is in place using Aipa. Then Vishnu's strength comes from Vataha. Vataha literally means Vahati iti Vataha. So that means it will carry something from one place to another place. That's all it does. That's all the meaning is all about. So which means that which moves are transports. So Vataha could refer to the ripples caused as cosmic objects move in the space-time fabric. In other words, the strengths come from a medium of peaks and troughs as waves to hold the whole creation. Various Agnis and Vayu support Vishnu, could be various quantum fields, space-time fabric, or yet to be known quantum force fields that are working together to produce a gravitational effects that we observe. So finally, let's pay attention in here. That's the Einstein's or modern science is talking about. The Abhitaha means I put 4 lines because it's on 4 directions. It is being pulled into. Then Mayukhaihi, whatever force, what Mayukhaihi means rays or whatever the radiation, but it's coming from all over, all sides. That's why it is Mayukhaihi. Then Vataha. Vataha is the waves which will move the objects in space-time. Apsu is space-time. It could be space, but we talked about the time also. So the time, the Kala Apsini Vishanti describes the time component of the space-time, and the gravity, the Vishnu describes the warping nature of the space-time. Together, they are describing nature of the space-time. This is what I think. We have got 4 Mahavakyas, one for each Vedas, right? So, for example, Prajnanam Brahma is from the Rig Veda, Aham Brahmosmi from Yajurveda, Tattvamasi from Samaveda, and Ayamatmanam Brahma is from Atharvana Veda. That is exhaustive commentary written over thousands of years on only 4 Vakyas. But what I think is we should also spend some time on Vakyas like Kala Apsinivuchante, Vishnur Balamahu, Kadipti Kim Parayanam, Agniyo Vayavaschaiva, Etadasya Parayanam. So these are all things also got to be treated as Mahavakyas, and science has to jump in. with a coordination effort and see what exactly they mean. Because Kala Absinivishante, if you put the time is found in waters, there is no way you can convince any kid or any person. Even myself, I am not convinced. So we need to figure out what exactly it is. So that way it took 5 years for me to write this book. My book will be full of things like this. So there will be so much science I talked about. And I tried giving as much as possible within 150 pages. And I understood another 100 pages of stuff which is useful to understand what it is. So anyway, so the commonality in different domains that will allow cross pollination of ideas across the domains, and to inspire scientists to pursue our scriptures and bring the Vedic knowledge, to encourage educational institutions to introduce Vedic knowledge into their curriculum, to bring together Veda Pandits. So Veda Pandits, Sanskrit Pandits, and scientists are together at the same table and pursue our scriptures and this Mahavakyas.